delegations from the 21 economies that are with us this morning, distinguished men from important women associations in Tacna, people from the press. As chair of the 6th Gender Focal Point Network meeting of APEC, I am very honored to open this meeting as chair, as not as a representative of Peru, but as a representative of all of you. I am very honored to open one of the most important fora corresponding to the working groups in APEC. This is the Gender and Women Forum. This important Women and Gender Forum hasn't been work in another better place of Peru than in Tacna, due to all the implications that you represent in the history of people, the presence of the women from Tacna. The example of persistence, convictions, the fight for their ideals that up to now have been a good reference for important feminine movements in Peru. They have been the pioneers. Why I want to provide my honor in this important forum to the woman from Tacna, and in the name of the woman from Tacna, for all the Peruvian women and from the women of the whole economy. The topics that will be discussed in these 2 working days with the representative of APEC that deal with gender issue is to consider the gender issue related to all sectors, with the purpose that we all, from the different economies, can be strengthened, support, and intensify the participation of public policies in benefit of the women of each and every of our economies, and also looking for possibilities of encountering points among different economies that are part of the APEC Forum. This work that we have been entrusted for this meeting, it is a special occasion to assess the progress of last year regarding the same issue. I am sure that the discussions that will be held here, the commitments and results, are going to be useful for all of us. The motto proposed by the Peruvian government for this year was "Successful women, successful economies." We are convinced how true is this motto, that go far beyond borders, and that is a reality in each and every woman of the world, and we can see it every day in women that handle enterprises of all kinds of types and sizes. This is true in women that also provide important contributions to the economy, performing supporting tasks, children care, and elder people care, just to mention a few examples. Our discussions today will set the pace of the incorporation of important considerations regarding gender within the policies, the programs, and projects of APEC. We know that this incorporation, it is not equal for all in all of our economies. In some of our economies, programs and groups, there are commitments and technical knowledge also, to which we rely on in order to be actions, to have public policies not as a design, not only as a commitment, a verbal commitment, but to make these public policies carried into actions. It is our responsibility before this permanent fight to find the gender equity. It is our responsibility as representative of each and every of our economies to monitor this, to periodically report our advances, and also to seek for strategies that make each and every of our proposals possible. One of the permanent topics for this focal point group is referred to the structures of APEC and that seek to best practices to make an influence into the activities corresponding different working groups. During this meeting, we will prepare some inputs and proposals specially dedicated to help us to reflect and propose how to solve these problems. This is why I want to highlight the need that all members of the network, men and women, should look for a solution how to monitor their own economies in order to achieve the fulfillment of all the commitments and agreements and recommendations that we as focal group will receive it, but this is our priority. Institutions, as we all know, sometimes they don't want to change. We haven't found a special formula or a machinery in order to have immediate changes, especially changes relating gender issues. This is one of the most complicated changes to solve. They have to be submitted to ideological and cultural issues that we must, and we are in the commitment to do it as representative, to implement the solutions during the time that we are guiding these economies within these women fora, not only with our economy, but with the women from the 21 economies. It is our obligation, our responsibility to change stereotypes. It is our obligation to help our women to achieve the positioning that they deserve, with the main objective not only to improve the positioning and empowering of women, but also with a clear vision that the best positioning of women in the world will help that the world will develop in better conditions. APEC has been experiencing different structures with different delegates, representatives, focal points, and secretaries, and also have tried different mechanisms, different modalities to produce data. The studies made, and especially entrusted information circulation and good practices, and the proposed projects are oriented toward this goal. Another main strategy is gender-focused training. And we have considered the implementation in Arequipa in the previous days during the fora that we started since the 9th. The message is clear. The message is a joint and shared and agreed message. Is the need to act and to provide monitoring to all of our actions that imply gender equity and necessarily implied the empowerment of women and related to the development of their capabilities. And to turn each of us into effective actors in the process of changes within our economies. History of gender equity movements in the world, it is a history of advances and backwards. It is hard, but it is not impossible to achieve a sustained action when there are many demands on our time and our energies. This is why we can use these 2 short but very important days to work and to make them as effective as possible and to allow us that this highly specialized APEC forum can provide the expected fruits. With these words, I declare open and I welcome the Gender and Women Forum and the 6th Gender Focal Point Network meeting, and we will move on with our activities.